And we are coming to you from the Intuit Dome here in Inglewood, California, where we have the Los Angeles Clippers, the best team in the NBA right now, or in the Western Conference, as I say, taking on the Denver Nuggets as we are done with the post-All-Star break here. We still stick around in Inglewood, which is where we had the All-Star festivities take place here as the 2025-2026 NBA season playthrough resumes in the post-All-Star break. So we look at Brook Lopez, who's actually still out, I believe. Maybe he might be back. He was definitely out before the All-Star break. But we look at the starting lineups, though, for the Nuggets: Jamal Murray, Christian Braun, Peyton Watson, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. Wow, we got for the Clippers: James Harden, Bradley Beal, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Kawhi Leonard, and Ivica Zubac. The Nuggets coming into this game at 37-19, third place in the Northwest Division, and technically percentage points behind the Lakers. They are in fifth in the Western Conference, while the Clippers are in first in the Pacific Division and first in the Western Conference by percentage points. As it is a much better, they have a much better season so far in the season playthrough universe than they are in real life. I'll say that. As you see, Jokic will get the first 2 points of the game. Bradley Beal for three, no good. Jamal Murray will grab the rebound. Jokic, the all-star in the Western Conference there. He has scored the game's first 4 points so far for the Nuggets. We start schedule block number 4, the push to the playoffs. Every game, you can go on my community tab right now. You'll have every game for the month as you see Kawhi Leonard, the all-star, with the 3. And he brings the Clippers to within 1 here as we're 1 minute into the game. But you can look at my, as you see, there is a illegal screen called against Peyton Watson, his first personal foul. That will not be a team foul since it was on the offensive end. But it will be a turnover against the Nuggets. I am back, by the way, as my voice. I still have a lingering cough, so you might hear me cough a little bit. They see Kawhi Leonard for 3. That's off the iron. Jokic will grab the rebound. But every day, like you now, I will have... Of course, I'll announce, for those who haven't seen my community tab here, so we have a jump ball here. Zubac and Jokic. And Ivica Zubac will win the tip as you see Leonard will control it. Kawhi dishes it over to Bogdanovic, over to James Harden. Harden for 3. He was part of the three-point contest over the All-Star festivities. Christian Braun dishing it back over to Aaron Gordon. See Braun with it, 6 on the shot clock. Dishing it over to Jokic, and Jokic with the slam dunk. He has all 6 points for the Nuggets to this point. Over 2 minutes into this game, 6-3 Nuggets leading. If you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. As I am pushing through the last part of my 2018 college football playoff, you see Kawhi Leonard coming through with the layup. He has all 5 points to this point for the Clippers. Gordon dishing it over to Murray. 10 on the shot clock for the Nuggets. Jokic outside there. Needs to get a shot off quickly here. He does. That's off the back iron. James Harden grabbing the rebound. Bradley Beal with it. Coming around. Beal with the layup. That's in, and the Clippers will lead for the first time in this game. But as I said, schedule block number 4. We have, as you see, Aaron Gordon for 3. That is off the iron. Bogdanovic with the rebound. Schedule block number 4. We have 1 game for every 3 days up until we reach the final week of the regular season. And then we'll play 1 game every day as we make the final push towards the end. All these games are going to be within teams. You see Bradley Beal with the layup. All of these games are going to be between teams that are currently in a playoff or in a play-in spot. It could be flexed out depending on if any teams in the play-in drop out. and how far they fall behind. I see Nikola Jokic with the layup. That is in. The last game that the Nuggets played, and you see Jamal Murray had 42 points in the win against the Memphis Grizzlies. That was before the All-Star break. Some had a little bit of an extended All-Star break. See, Harden for three. That's off the iron. Jokic will grab the rebound here. This game is coming to you from the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. The second-year building here. See Jokic with the bucket there, and he has all 10 points so far for the Nuggets. Averaging over 30 points on the road this season. You see Harden for three. He will nail it. And the Clippers are on top again. So the Clippers, best team in the Western Conference right now by percentage points. Starting the post-All-Star break, you see Jamal Murray with the layup. This game is tied at 12, and Nikola Jokic. He has the assist there, and we'll have a timeout here. We're going to take one as well. 6:50 to play in the first. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back here in Inglewood here. You see the league leaders in the last 10 games. Rebounds a game will be Nikola Jokic with 12.5 on average. Game tied at 12 here. 6:50 to play in the first. Jokic has 10 of the 12 points. He did have the assists on the Jamal Murray bucket, so he's had a hand in every bucket so far for the Nuggets. Kawhi Leonard, I believe, has 5 points in this game. See over to Bradley Beal, 6 on the shot clock. Beal will shoot. I believe that's a three-point attempt. That is off the iron, and Gordon will grab the rebound for the Nuggets. To Christian Braun, and Braun will get the layup, and the Nuggets are on top. A little bit of a back-and-forth game so far here in this early part of the game here. As you see, Harden for three. That's off the iron. Christian Braun will grab the rebound. Peyton Watson. You see James Harden with 3 points so far. Jokic coming around. That's 12 points for him already here as we're halfway through the first quarter. Beal with it. Dishing over to Leonard. Leonard for three. That is off the iron, and Christian Braun will have the rebound for the Nuggets. We're going to see a lot of repeat teams here because of how I'm only doing contenders. Gordon for three, that is off the iron, no good. We will have teams actually being shown back-to-back here in this latter stage of the season. You'll see back-to-back games for a team on back-to-back nights is what I'm trying to get at. In on the shot clock here, you see Kawhi Leonard with the layup. That's in. I believe that's 7 for him in this game. As we are approaching 5 minutes to play here in the first. Aaron Gordon for three. That is off the back iron, but Jokic with the offensive rebound and the dunk. Jokic has 14 points, and the Clippers as a team has 14 points, as we look like we've seen some people at the bench waiting to get into the game here. That is off the iron. Jokic will grab the rebound. James Harden with only 3 points, and there's a failed alley-oop attempt by the Nuggets as Bradley Beal will come down with it. Beal's coming coast to coast with the slam dunk. And the Clippers within 2. So a good pace so far to start the game. You see Jamal Murray dishing over to Jokic. Jokic for three, off the back iron. Bradley Beal has it. There's a shot. I believe that was Kawhi for three. And the Clippers are on top by 1. We are on the verge of this being the only exclusive thing for the next couple of months here for my content before MLB The Show comes out, and I'll be doing a similar project as the season playthrough. There's Braun for three. He nails it. And Christian Braun puts the Nuggets on top by 2 again as we approach 3.5 to play in the first. Beal with it. Beal for three. And he puts the Clippers on top again. Timeout, Nuggets. We're going to take a timeout as well. 3:22 to play in the first. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. I said the calendar date of this actual game is being played on the actual game that's taking place right now will be February 19th, 2026. So this game will be originally uploaded on January 12th, 2026. As you see, there is a dunk there. And the Nuggets are on top by 1 again. Look at their last game. They had 41 assists and only 14 turnovers. So it was almost a 3-to-1 ratio. See Kawhi Leonard. Leonard will put the Clippers back on top. He had 25 points and 4 assists in their last game against the Nuggets in a loss. Pickett checks into the game now. I can officially say Pickett's into the game for the Nuggets. Jokic over to Brown. Bruce Brown also, I believe, is checking into the game for the first time. Jokic. That is off the iron. Zubac will get the rebound. Chris Dunn into the game for the Clippers. Checks into the game for the Clippers. Kawhi still with it. 10 on the shot clock. Collins as well checks into the game for the Clippers, and that's off the iron. Jokic will grab the rebound. Strother also checks into the game for the Nuggets. So we have some substitutions here. You see Pickett for 3. That is in. Looked like it was going to come out for a second, but the Nuggets are on top by 2. Collins with it. Shoot over to Harden. Harden for 3. That's off the iron. Jokic will get the rebound. Strother has it. They shoot it back over to Brown. To Strother. Jokic. He nails it. And Jokic puts the Nuggets up by 5. Kawhi Leonard. They shoot over to Harden. Harden with 3. That's off the back iron. Bruce Brown grabbing the rebound for the Denver Nuggets here. Harden only 1 of 6 shooting. He has 3 points and 1 rebound to this point. Pickett dishes it over to Johnson. Johnson with it, coming around. Johnson will take the jump shot. That's off. No good. Zubac will get the rebound, but Jokic will get the steal, and Jokic will get the points. Nikola Jokic, 19 points already on 9 of 12 shooting here. As we're under 40. Now 45 seconds of play in the first. It's a 7-point lead for the Nugs. Collins dishes over to Harden. It's an 8-0 run for the Nuggets right now. Collins for 3. That is off the iron. Brown will get the rebound here. Under 30 seconds to play here. We look at the rebounds. 13-6 advantage for the Nuggets right now. Pickett has it for the Nuggets. 13 on the shot clock. Dishes it back over to Jokic. Under 10 on the shot clock. Over to Johnson. Johnson misses that one. Shot clock turned off here as we're under 10 seconds to play here. Under 5. Chris Dunn going to get the shot up, and that is no good, and that will do it. We are at the end of the first quarter. The Nuggets leading the Clippers 31-24. We'll be back here in Inglewood. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back. As you see, Brook Lopez, he's back from injury now. Carter checks into the game now for the Clippers. Chris Dunn still in, starting the second quarter. Johnson still in the game. As you see, Strother still in to start the second quarter for the Nugs. Bruce Brown. Jonas Valanciunas checks into the game for the first time for the Denver Nuggets, giving Nikola Jokic a breather. Jamal Murray back into the game. Johnson has it now for the Nuggets here. You see Carter, Dunn, Lopez, Beal, Collins for the Clippers. Brown's got to get that shot up. That's no good. Lopez will get the rebound. Bradley Beal dishes it back over to Dunn. Back over to Bradley Beal. Beal back to Collins. Carter now has it for the clip joint. Dishes it back over to Beal. Beal's going to come around with a slam dunk, and that will end that 8-0 run. A drought that continued going from the tail end of that first quarter. Clippers within 5 here as we're over a minute into the second quarter. We were here, seems like a lot here at the Intuit Dome. We see Bruce Brown. The last few videos as we had the Rising Stars Challenge, the skills competition of the three-point and dunk contest. Oh, and look at that alley-oop. Bradley Beal gets the assist on that one. They had 10 lead changes and 1 tie. Murray for 3, off the back iron. Chance to possibly make it a second tie in this game. Bradley Beal dishes over to Lopez, and Lopez with the dunk. Welcome back, Brooke Lopez. Jamal Murray. Dishes back over to Brown. 10 on the shot clock. Bruce Brown for 3, and he extends the Nuggets lead back up to 4. Bradley Beal coming around, and that's going to be a charging foul. Yes, that is. His first personal, and Bradley Beal's not happy with it right now. Substitution coming out onto the court. Let's see who's checking in now. Looks like Dunn's still in. Bogdanovich, I think, is back into the game now. It's Johnson for 3. No good. Chris Dunn grabbing the rebound. Dunn's coming around. Dunn with the shot. That is off. Tyson checks into the game now for the Nuggets. I believe that's the first time I've called his name. He loses it for a second, but was able to regain the rebound. Bruce Brown with it, coming through. 9 on the shot clock to Jonas Valanciunas. Valanciunas, and there's going to be a second. No, that's out of bounds. I guess they're saying the Clippers had possession of it going out of bounds, as the Nuggets will retain possession. Valanciunas going to the bench. Jokic checking back into the game. Bruce Brown with it over to Murray. Murray gets a shot up. That's in. Bruce Brown will get the assist on that Jamal Murray, as you see the Nuggets shooting 57% to 46% as we have a timeout called by the Clippers. We're going to take a timeout as well. 8:47 to play in the second quarter. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. Welcome back as we look at James Harden right now, averaging 21.8 assists, but he's been a little bit below average in the last 5 games prior to today, 15.8. It is Clippers trailing by 6 right now, as Bradley Beal gives it back over to Lopez to Collins. Beal for 3. He drains it. And the Clippers within 3. Bradley Beal had 9 in that first quarter. Now he has 12 at least. Jokic with it for the Nuggets. As I say, Jokic had 19 in that first quarter. Jokic will get the shot up. That is no good. Collins will get the rebound. Bogdanovich with it. And Bogdanovich, nice layup there. And he gets into within 1. I said we had 10 lead changes and 1 tie to this point for what I saw the trend earlier in this game. Jokic. They shoot it back over to Bruce Brown. Brown, big jump shot. That is off the back iron. Bradley Beal grabbing the rebound. Beal with it. Back over to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich to Bradley Beal. They shoot it over. There's Bogdanovich again. That is off the back iron. No good. Jamal Murray grabbing the rebound. Jokic. Jokic dishes it back over to Murray, but now Brown has it. Brown with the layup opportunity. That is no good, but Jokic with the slam dunk. Three-point lead again for the Nugs. Beal for 3, and that is off the iron as Johnson will get the rebound. Back over to Bruce Brown. Brown, that's tipped, and that Lopez is going to control it for the Clippers. Bogdanovich with it. Dishing it back over to Leonard. Leonard coming around. He's going to get the shot up. That is in, and the Clippers within one again. Kawhi Leonard with 14 points, 8 of those in the paint. Jamal Murray dishing it back over to Jokic. 14 on the shot clock. Back over to Bruce Brown. Brown dishing it back over to Johnson. Back over to Brown. Brown for 3. Off the iron. Chris Collins will get the rebound. Beal for 3. He drains it, and the Clippers are on top again. That's 17 points for Bradley Beal. He has 8 in this quarter. Clippers on top by 2 again. Make that the 11th lead change of the game. Jokic. They should head back over to... That's Jamal Murray. Jokic had 34 points and 12 assists. Had a triple-double. I see Jamal Murray ties the game up. But their last game, as we have a timeout called by the Clippers here, we'll get back into that. 5:18 to play in the second quarter. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. All right, we're back here in Inglewood. We look at the league leaders for team points in the last 30 days, and the Clippers have averaged just over 122.4 points. That is third for the last 30 days. Is that Lopez still in the game? Yeah, he is. He inbounds it to Leonard. Beal dishes it back over to Leonard here. 14 on the shot clock. 40-40, we are tied. As I said, we've had 11 lead changes as Bogdanovich is going to go to the line as Peyton Watson called for his second foul. Again, as I said, please excuse me. I still have a lingering cough. That's why you've seen the last few games last week. Before the All-Star break, I did not call any games except for doing the post-game ticker and injury report. As you see, Bogdanovich will hit the first one here. Chris Dunn coming back into the game for Bradley Beal. Bogdanovich will shoot them both. And the Clippers on top by 2 again here as we're approaching 5 minutes to play until recess. Or Gordon has it, dishes it back over to Nikola Jokic. Jokic just easily gets that bucket in, and we are tied at 42. Nuggets averaging 28.4 assists per game. That's 4th in the league. They have 14 already, so they're just about halfway through their average in this game. And we're not even at halftime yet. There's a 3, and that is no good. The last time these two teams played, the Clippers shot over 50% for field goals, and you see Murray there for a 3, no good. And that was in a win. So the Clippers are a lot better in this universe than they are in real life. You see Kawhi Leonard, that's a miss there. As Peyton Watson has it for the Nugs. Murray has it over to Jokic. 8 on the shot clock, being guarded by Brook Lopez. Or is that not Lopez? I think that's Zubats, I think. I could be wrong. And there it is. No, it is Brook Lopez. However, the Nuggets are on top again. Wonder what's going on with Zubats. He usually would be in at this point in the second quarter. Kawhi Leonard coming through. Dishing it over to Harden. Harden for 3. That is off the back iron. Jokic will get the rebound. In the last game before the All-Star break, you had Harden with 10 points and a loss. As Braun starting to heat up here. He has 3 of 3. 7 points, but you know most of those points have come from a guy named Nikola Jokic. As Kawhi Leonard, the All-Star. The only Clipper All-Star. I see James Harden with it. Coming through, Harden is going to go to the line as Jamal Murray called for his first personal foul, second team.
At the line for your Clippers, James Harden taking 2 shots. Shooting 2.
Harden will hit the first one, so that does stop the bleeding a little bit. Harden now at the line trying to shoot the second one here as we're under 3 minutes to play until halftime. And he will sink them both. Johnson. Braun with it. So you look at that free throw stats there on the ticker down below. There's a three-point attempt. It's Aaron Gordon. Nuggets on a 12-4 run in the last 2:55 and counting. You see Leonard coming through, the All-Star. 7 on the shot clock. He'll get the shot up, and he will go and shoot for 2 as Aaron Gordon called for his first personal foul. That's the 13th foul against the Nuggets.
At the line for 2. Shoot 2.
Don't forget, coming up after the end of this game, we will have the post-game ticker as well as the injury report, and I believe we will have the weekly award winners prior to the All-Star break. And that was for the games that were played right before the All-Star, leading into the All-Star break. There's only like 3 or 4 days that we can account for, but they still will issue those awards out. Believe we might actually have back, depending on how the post-game ticker goes, we might actually have the season award, the weekly awards for this upcoming week as well, because remember, we had a few days off as well. 50-45. As I said, Leonard only hit 1 of 2. I see Bogdanovich coming around. Bogdanovich with a bucket, and the Clippers within 3 again. Minute 45 to play here in the second quarter. 3-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic coming around. Still has it, and 9 on the shot clock. 8. Gets it in there, and there's Gordon back over to Jokic. Jokic coming around. He's just having his way right now as he puts the Nuggets up by 5 again. Harden dishing it back over to Beal. Beal for 3. That is off the back iron, and Johnson will get the rebound for the Nuggets. Braun with it, under a minute to play here, and we have an illegal screen called against the Joker. That's his first personal foul, I believe. So you look at some of the stats on that bottom for James Harden. Going a little too fast for me to read it. James Harden takes the inbound from Bogdanovich. I believe Zubac is in the game now, so I think he took a really big breather there. Leonard with the shot up. That is tipped. No good. Tipped back to Leonard again. It's Bradley Beal with it. They shoot over to Zubac, and Zubac with the slam dunk, and he brings the Clippers to within 3 here. 34.3 to play until recess. Johnson has it. There's the 3-point attempt. That is no good. Zubac will grab the rebound here. It's Kawhi Leonard. Back over to Bradley Beal here. Shot clock turned off. Chance to maybe just hold on and maybe try to get to within 1 or tie this game. Beal for 3. That is off the iron. No good, and that will do it for the first half. The Denver Nuggets leading it 52-49. We are going to take it to timeout. We're going to take it to the halftime break. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. We will see you guys in the second half.
Please direct your attention to center court. And One more time. A round of applause for the participant.
And we are back here at Inglewood to get ready to start the second half here with the Nuggets leading at 52-49. You see Nikola Jokic, 25 points in that first half. He already has a double-double, and he could have a triple-double in this game. Who knows? Both teams are at 500 in watch games right now, with the Clippers at 2-2 and the Nuggets at 1-1. So one team will have a losing record in watch games. As you see, Zubac with a dunk, and it's only a 1-point game. And the other team will have a winning record, but I know these two teams will be showing up again at some point. Unless the teams below them have fallen off, but I don't think we're going to be seeing too many flexed games. And there's his block right there as Watson will get the control there. Look at Jokic with the slam dunk, picking up where he left off in the first half. 3-point lead for the Nuggets. Zubac dishing it back over to Leonard. Leonard's to Harden, and Harden will miss that one. Christian Braun now has it for the as Peyton Watson with the bucket. Braun gets the assist there. 54% shooting for the Denver Nuggets to 44% for the Clippers. About a minute 15 into the third quarter, I should say. And there's James Harden for three. The Clippers within two. This is a really good so far here to start off the post All-Star break. The push towards the playoffs. We're not going to be seeing too many teams with bad records unless they are in a play-in spot, as you see Jamal Murray with the three, and the lead is back up to 5 for the Nugs. Bogdanovich. As you know, we're to Harden. Harden for three. Off. No, that is off the iron. That looked like for a second it could have went in. Braun. Christian Braun handing it over to Gordon. Dishing it back over to Joker. The Joker with the shot. That is gonna fall out. Wow. Clippers need to take advantage of this somehow. See Harden with it. They're playing hot potato with it. Leonard for three. He nails it. Kawhi Leonard had 15 in the first half. With that three, makes it 18 at least for him, and it's only a 2-point game again. And there's a failed alley-oop attempt, but Zubac will get the rebound. This should have back over to Harden. Harden. Over to Leonard. Leonard for three. And the Clippers are on top again. That might be the 14th lead change of the game. Timeout, Nuggets. We're going to take a timeout as well. 8:47 to play in the third quarter. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. As we're coming back from the timeout here, we look at the league leaders in second chance points in the last 10 games. You see the Nuggets at 13.9, fifth in the league. However, they are trailing the Clippers 60-59 right now. Game coming to you from the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California, the second-year building in the home of the Los Angeles Clippers. Jamal Murray puts the Nuggets back on top with that three. Harden with it, crossing the half-court line. James Harden for three. That is off the back iron, and that is a personal foul called against Bradley Beal. Will not be a team foul called, but that is his second personal. Fun fact, in the many games I have played, we have yet to have anybody foul out. We only had 2 overtime games. Murray for three. And Jamal Murray puts the Nuggets on top by 5. He had back-to-back threes coming out of that timeout. And the Nuggets once again in a little bit of a control in this game. But do not count the Clippers out. They are the best team in the West for a reason. Beal. There's the bucket. Bradley Beal has 19 points, and he puts the Clippers within 3. Joker, though, look at that. You got to contain Nikola Jokic. I still trip over the fact that when he got dropped, when his draft was announced here in the United States, it was on the bottom ticker during the Taco Bell commercial. You see Bradley Beal now at 21 points. It was a Taco Bell commercial with the ESPN keeping the draft ticker on in the second round in the NBA draft. You see 7 on it coming through. Jokic. That is no good. Zubats will get the rebound. Down with it over to Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal coming around. That is no good. Jamal Murray will get the rebound. Watson for 3. That is no good. Bogdan Bogdanovic. They should get back over to Bradley Beal. Beal for 3. And that is off the iron. Aaron Gordon grabbing the rebound. Jamal Murray had it for a second. Dishes over to Peyton Watson. Watson coming around with the layup, and it's a 5-point lead again for the Denver Nuggets. Kawhi Leonard over to Bogdanovic for 3. He drains it. It's a 2-point game now, as we are now halfway through the third quarter. From the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California, you're watching the NBA 2K 2025-2026 season playthrough on the VW Productions channel. As there's a shot for 3. Jamal Murray. 5-point lead again for the Nuggets. Timeout Clippers, and we're going to take another one as well. 5:38 to play in the third. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. As we are coming back from the timeout here, we see substitutions being made. Kawhi Leonard, I know Collins is going to come and check into the game. Kawhi Leonard switching positions. As Leonard's going to get ready to inbound it to James Harden. Collins into the game checks into the game for the first time in the second half for the Clips. 10 on the shot clock. It's the Bradley Beal holding on to it. Bradley Beal. There's a shot. That's up. No good. Gordon will get the rebound. You see Jamal Murray now has it crossing the half-court line. Dishes it over to Peyton Watson. Watson with the layup. No good. Kawhi Leonard will grab the rebound. Harden with it. Dishes it back over to Ivica Zubats. 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 72-67, the Denver Nuggets on top. Over Harden for 3. That is off the front rim. Christian Braun now has it for the Denver Nuggets. Aaron Gordon with it for the Nuggets here. You see Peyton Watson coming around. 9 on the shot clock. This is back over to Joker. Jokic will take the shot up. That is off the front rim. Bradley Beal will get the rebound. Kawhi Leonard dish it over to Zubats, and Zubats with the dunk. We're looking at the game trends here. 14 lead changes, 3 ties. Indicative of just how, even though the Nuggets find a way of extending the lead, and there is a illegal screen called against Jokic. I believe that's the second time he's been called for that. That's his second personal, but it will not be a team foul because it is on the offensive side. A lot of substitutions being made for Denver here. As you see Harden with it. Leonard for 3. That is off the back iron. Jokic will grab the rebound. Jamal Murray has it. Bruce Brown back into the game for the Nuggets. Same with Johnson. Brown over to Jokic. Jokic for 3. He nails it. It's a 6-point lead now for Denver. I believe the largest of the game was 7 for them. I think maybe 3 points is the largest lead for the Clips. 9 on the shot clock. Kawhi Leonard trying to get through. This should back over. Kawhi Leonard will miss that one. Johnson will get the rebound. Johnson with it. Over to Jamal Murray. Murray. He nails it. It's a 9-point lead. That is definitely the largest lead of the game for the Nuggets. So we have 2:45 to play here in the third. Kawhi Leonard for 3. That is off, and Aaron Gordon will get the rebound. Johnson has it for the Nuggets. Back over to Murray. Murray for 3. That is off the back iron. Bradley Beal with it. Dishing it back over to Zubats. Kawhi with it. Being guarded by the Joker. Zubats coming around, and Zubats will just get the bucket there. Ivica Zubats, 8 points, all 8 of them in the paint to this point. As we're under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 7-point lead for the Nuggets. As Jamal Murray, he will miss that one, goes off the back iron. Dishes over to Leonard. Leonard dishing it back over to Collins. And Collins with the slam dunk. And the Clippers within 5. Jamal Murray. Hard to believe how good the Nuggets are. This is only the third time we've seen them in a watch game here. There's Brown for 3. That's off the iron. And that's going to be going back to the Clippers here. 1:12 to play here in the third quarter. Harden for 3. That's in. He drains it. James Harden brings the Clippers to within 2. It's a 7-0 run for the Clippers. Timeout, Nuggets. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. We will take one as well. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. 7-0 run by the Clippers has cut the Nuggets lead to 2. As we look at how the lineups are being set there. And anybody find it interesting they use the coordinate points of the Intuit Dome? As Jonas Valanciunas into the game for the first time in the second half. Strother as well. As Strother dishes over to Tyson. Tyson for 3. He will hit a big shot there, and it's a 5-point lead again. Third quarter. And that's a miss by Valanciunas. Bruce Brown. Dishing it back over to Valanciunas. Valanciunas will hit that one. Brook Lopez will get the rebound here. 9 on the shot clock. Under 5 now to play in the third. What am I talking about? Shot clock. It was turned off, and that will do it anyway. We are at the end of 3 here in Inglewood. The Nuggets leading the Clippers 81-76. We'll be back for the final quarter. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. Get ready to start the fourth quarter, but before then, we'll see the State Farm assist of the game. As the Nuggets will start inbounding to start the fourth quarter, Valanciunas will inbound it to Jamal Murray as he will take it across the half-court line. Murray with it. Trying to get through here. Dunn, Bogdanovich, Lopez, Leonard, and Collins to start the fourth quarter for the Denver Nuggets here. As Chris Dunn called for his first personal foul, and Jamal Murray's going to go to the line for two. Largest lead of the game for the Nuggets was 9 points. The Nuggets went on. Clippers went on a 7-0 run to cut to within 2 before a big 3-point was made. As Murray will miss the first one, I should say. 3-point was made, and that's what made it to be a 5-point lead currently right now. 11:46 to play in the fourth. Murray will hit the second one. Bogdanovich crossing the timeline. They shoot it back over to Collins. Collins. There's the bucket there, and it's a 4-point game. Jamal Murray with it. Murray for 3. That's off the iron. Bogdanovich will grab the rebound. Dunn for 3. He drains it. It's a 1-point game. Back over to Valanciunas. Valanciunas coming around. Being guarded by Lopez. That is off the iron. Leonard will get the rebound. Chance to retake the lead. We had 14 lead changes, 3 ties. 8 on the shot clock. Kawhi Leonard going to get the shot up. That is off. Strother will get the rebound for the Nuggets. 15 on the shot clock. Bruce Brown for 3. No good. Lopez will get the rebound. Bogdanovich coming around. Bogdanovich with the layup, and the Clippers are on top again by 1. 15th lead change in the game. Jamal Murray with it. 10 on the shot clock. Being guarded by Chris Dunn. Murray still holding on to it. Dishes it over to Strother. Strother for 3. That's off the back iron. No good. Dunn will get the rebound. Bogdanovich for 3. And that is no good. Johnson will grab the rebound for the Nugs. Dishes it over to Jamal Murray. Back over to Johnson. Johnson. 13 on the shot clock. 10 on the shot clock. Back over to Bruce Brown. 5 on the shot clock. Strother for 3. He nails it, and the Nuggets are on top by 2 again. That's the 16th lead change of this game. 9:13 here in the fourth. 85-83 Nuggets. Bogdanovich coming around with a dunk, and we are tied. Look at the game summary. 16 lead changes, 4 ties. Largest lead was the Nuggets at 9, and we will have a timeout here. 8:57 to play in the fourth. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. We are back coming out of the timeout here in the fourth quarter, tied at 85. As I said, 16 lead changes, 4 ties. The Nuggets led by as many as 9, I believe. The largest lead was only 3 points for the Clippers. So the Clippers have not had a 2-possession lead at all in this game. They see Jokic now has it coming off the inbound. 14 on the shot clock. Zubac's back into the game. There's a shot up, and that is no good. Collins with the rebound. Back over to Bogdanovich. Back over to Collins. 15 on the shot clock. Bogdanovich for 3. That is going to fall out, but Zubac will get the offensive rebound and the slam dunk. And the Clippers are on top again. Very entertaining game to this point coming out of the All-Star break. Murray coming around with a dunk. Jokic with the assist there. Chris Dunn has it. Remember, coming up after the game, we'll go over the player stats and the post-game ticker for the games that were not played. Then we'll have the injury report before the sign-off. And see Kawhi Leonard puts the the Clippers on top again. Have a real heavyweight battle over here, and this would be a fun playoff series, I'm telling you, if it happens. Jokic, jumper, good. See Kawhi Leonard dishing it back over to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic for three. That is off the iron. Jokic with the rebound. Back over to Strother. Strother for Chris Collins. That will be missed right there. See Kawhi Leonard. There's a jumper. That is no good. Johnson grabbing the rebound here. 89 all. Back over to Strother. Strother with the bucket, and the Nuggets are on top again. That is now the 17th lead change of the game. But we've had plenty of ties now. Bogdanovic for three. He nails it. Make that 18 lead changes. It's a 1-point lead again for the LA Clippers as we are approaching halfway through the fourth quarter. Murray misses that one. Passes that one up, and Joker. I believe that's 19 lead changes now. Oh my gosh. What a game we have here. 6 minutes to play here in the fourth. Gives it back over to Leonard. Leonard. 9 on the shot clock. Over to Collins. Back over to Dunn to Collins here. Less than 5 on the shot clock. Collins to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic for three. That's off the iron. Jamal Murray with it. Get back over to Brown. Brown dishes it over to Jokic. Jokic back over to Johnson. Johnson for three. Back off the back iron. Leonard will grab the rebound. Back over to Chris Dunn. To Bogdanovic here. 14 on the shot clock. Dishes it back over to Collins now with it. Dishes back over to Dunn. Feeds it to Leonard. Leonard to Dunn. Dunn for three. Off the back iron. Jokic grabbing the rebound. Bruce Brown with it coming around. And that is off the rim. Clippers with it again. Back over to Chris Dunn. Dishing it over to Zubat. Collins. Dishing back over to Dunn. Over to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic for three. That's off the iron. Jokic grabbing the rebound. Strother has it for the Nuggets. Strother coming around the layup, and that is good. Nuggets on top by 3. 4:20 to play here in the fourth. Leonard back over to Collins, and Collins will go to the line as Johnson called for his first personal foul. Collins going to go to the line for 2. 4:12 to play here in the fourth. It is a 3-point lead for the Nuggets. Make that 2 points as Collins with the first one. Strother going to the bench. Some substitutions being made. Johnson also going to the bench. Peyton Watson and Aaron Gordon coming back out. Bradley Beal into the game. Back into the game. 95 and 94. Jamal Murray with it. Murray for 3. That is no good. Collins will get the rebound. Bradley Beal has it. And they're 5. And there it is. Bradley Beal puts the Clippers on top again. He has 23 points. We have 3.5 minutes to play here of quite possibly regulation at least. Jokic to Gordon. Gordon with the slam dunk. Excuse me, everybody, but that is worthy enough of the AT&T Connected Cam. That is the problem with having a lingering cough and getting over everything. 3:10 to play in the fourth. The Bradley Beal, 3:04. Harden for three. That is off the iron. I believe we got over 20 lead changes in this game. We can see that game summary again at some point. Braun with the slam dunk. Christian Braun puts the Clippers on top by 3 again. Timeout, Clippers. 2:41 to play in the fourth. We're going to take a timeout as well. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And welcome back here at the Intuit Dome here in Inglewood, California. 99-96, the Nuggets leading the Clippers. A potential playoff preview. Who knows if these two teams will meet down the road in the NBA playoffs here as we see Zubac. Gets it right up there. He should it back over to Leonard. Leonard with it. Coming around. Leonard coming around with a layup. That is good. 99-98. Kawhi Leonard with 25 points in this game. $99-98. Murray for three. That is no good. Zubac will get the rebound. 2 minutes to play here in the fourth. It's a 1-point lead. Zubac back over. There's Zubac right there. And they are in the lead. The Clippers leading it at the century mark, leading it by 1. Again, another lead change in this game. Jokic. And that's going to fall in. The Nuggets have also reached the century mark in points scored. It's 101-100. 90 seconds to play. At least in regulation, at least. Harden for three. That is off the iron. Peyton Watson will get the rebound for the Nuggets. Try to extend the lead again. Jokic with it. Jokic for three. Look at that. Wow. That was an awkward three right there, but a huge one drained for the Nuggets. They're up by 4. As we're approaching the final 60 seconds of at least regulation. Bradley Beal coming through with it. 9 on the shot clock. Over to Harden. 2 on the shot clock. Harden for 3. That's off the back iron. Gordon will get the rebound. Murray will have it. And now the fouling will start. .42 seconds to play. In there. They're not going to foul just yet. They almost thought about it for a second. Jokic coming around. And that's out of bounds. Wow. Careless turnover. Free possession for the Clippers coming up. Did not have to burn a timeout or give out another foul. Timeout, though, by the Clippers here. 30 seconds to play. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back. The final 30 seconds of the game. The Nuggets leading it 104-100. This has definitely been a heavyweight battle here. And as I said, wouldn't be surprised if these two teams cross paths in the postseason in my season playthrough. Bogdanovich back over to Harden. Harden, that is inside, they said, but he makes it. That is a huge 2 anyway. And they're going to have to foul at some point. They're not fouling yet. They're not fouling. Wow. I actually thought they would start fouling here. 14 on the shot clock. 10 on the shot clock. Or no, there's 3 on the shot clock. They do have to get a shot up. That is up. That is no good. 2 on the shot clock. There's a desperation heave. No good. And one would wonder Ty Lue's approach to not fouling in that situation, as the Nuggets will walk away with their 38th victory of the season. They win 104-102 over the Los Angeles Clippers. The Nuggets improved to 38-19. The Clippers now fall to 40-15 here. With the Nuggets in their third watch game, they now move to 2-1 in watch games, as the Clippers will now fall to 2-3. And I know we will not see, this is not the last time we're going to see either team, I'll tell you, this season. It's time for us to look at the players of the game, or the stats of the game for the players, I should say here. We got Kawhi Leonard with 25 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, and 1 steal. Bradley Beal, 23.6 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. Then we got Bogdanovich, only had 16 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. James Harden with 13 points, a rebound, and an assist. Ivica Zubac, a double-double, 12 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist. John Collins had 8.7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Chris Dunn, 3 points and 3 rebounds. Brook Lopez coming back from injury in his first game back, 2 points, 5 rebounds. Then we got Jevon Carter, only had 1 assist. Then you got Julian Phillips, Kobe Brown, Yannick Konan, Nita Hauser, and Cam Christie did not play for the LA Clippers. And now for the victorious Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic averaged 1 point a minute, 41 points in 41 minutes. He also had 18 rebounds, 8 assists, and a steal to go with everything. Jamal Murray, 24 points, 3 rebounds, 10 assists. So that's 2 players with double-doubles. The only 2 players that were in double figures for the Nuggets in this game. Christian Braun, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Peyton Watson, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. Julian Strawther, 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. Aaron Gordon, 5 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Then you got Bruce Brown, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Jalen Pickett, 3 rebounds and an assist. Hunter Tyson only had 3 points in the game. Cam Johnson had 8 rebounds in the game. And then we have Jonas Valanciunas with 1 rebound. Then we got Zeke Naji having a minute into the game, but no stats. Same with Deron Holmes II. So everybody played for the Denver Nuggets that was available to play in this game. And that is it for your player statistics for this game. It is now time for the post-game ticker, brought to you by 2K Sports. We start off with Thursday, February 19th, 2025. Or 2026, I should say. Got the Rockets 126 and the Hornets 113. The Cavaliers 109, the Nets 101. Hawks 139, Sixers 113. We have the Wizards 126 and the Pacers 103. The Knicks 110 and the Pistons 108. The Bulls 110 and the Raptors 92. We got the Suns 119 and the Spurs 116. Warriors 114 and the Celtics 135. The Magic over the Kings 110-109. They had a big comeback from behind victory, if you see that fourth quarter there. And then we have, of course, the game that we just watched. The Nuggets 104, the Clippers 102. And now we have the games for Friday, February 20th, 2026. Let's see, we got Cleveland 142 and the Hornets 124. The Grizzlies 131 and the Jazz 96. That is the 50th loss of the season for the Jazz. We got the Wizards 115 and the Pacers 107. The Hawks 131 and the Heat 112. The Mavericks 107 and the Timberwolves 91. The Pelicans 144 and the Bucks 88. The Thunder 115 and the Nets 95. That puts an end to a 5-game losing streak for the Thunder. The Clippers beat their I-110 rivals, The Lakers 125 to 101. And then we have the Nuggets falling to the Trailblazers 121 to 114. And now we have Saturday, February 21st, 2026. Got the Orlando Magic 114, the Suns 110, the Pelicans 127, and the Sixers 119. The Pelicans at 500. The Bulls 140 and the Pistons 127. I can tell you right now, the Pistons are a lot better in real life than they are in this universe. Got the Grizzlies 132 and the Heat 116. Spurs 123 and the Kings 110. And then we have the Rockets 135 and the Knicks 127. And that will do it for your post-game ticker. If your team won, congratulations. If not, there's always tomorrow. And now we have our Eastern and Western Conference Players of the Week from February 9th to February 15th. I mean, this was a short week because you had about 3 or 4 days, and then you had the All-Star break. But nonetheless, they still gave out the awards for that week. And Paolo Banchero won the honors in the Eastern Conference for the week, and then the Western Conference honors goes to Jamal Murray. It is now time for the injury report for the games played after February 21st, 2026. We got for the 76ers, Paul George and Tyrese Maxey out. The Bucks are fully healthy. The Bulls are still without Vucevic. Cavs are without Jared Allen and Donovan Mitchell, and that means Max Struss is back in the lineup for the Cavs. Jason Tatum's still out 4 to 6 weeks for the Boston Celtics, and Tatum is actually supposed to be back. I think, this week at the time that I recorded this game. Clippers are fully healthy now. Grizzlies are without Zach Edey. He's recovering now, so he should be back soon. The Hawks are without Kristaps Porzingis for 2 to 4 weeks. For the Heat, we know about Terry Rozier's indefinite suspension, but Norman Powell's still out 1 to 2 weeks. Hornets are fully healthy. The Jazz, for the first time, have somebody out on the injured list. They just flat out suck, and that is Yusuf Nurkic out 1 to 2 weeks. The Kings are fully healthy. Knicks are still without Anunoby. Reeves is still out for the Lakers. Wendell Carter Jr. and Jalen Suggs out for the Orlando Magic. Cooper Flagg out for the Dallas Mavericks. Oh, wow, that's going to be huge for them. Brooklyn Nets fully healthy. Nuggets are without Aaron Gordon and Tim Hardaway Jr. It was kind of interesting. Aaron Gordon did play unless he actually got hurt in that game against the Clippers, or if he got hurt during the post-game ticker, then that would be a different story there. But you see Tim Hardaway Jr. also out for the Nuggets. Pacers, we know about Halliburton's injury. Jordan Hawkins out for the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pistons are without Karis LeVert and Jaden Ivey. The 2 newly acquired players, Toronto Raptors, DeMar DeRozan and Devin Carter, out for the Raptors. Fred VanVleet, we know about his injury, but Aaron Holiday is also out 2 to 4 weeks. Spurs are fully healthy. Mark Williams out for the Phoenix Suns. Jalen Williams is now the only player out for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're starting to get a little bit healthy. Julius Randle's still out for the Timberwolves. We know about Lillard's injury, but Avdija and Shaedon Sharp still out also as well for the Blazers. Golden State Warriors are without Gary Payton II, 6 to 8 weeks, and the Wizards are fully healthy, and that is your injury report. And now we are signing off, but before then, we're going to let you know tomorrow's game will feature the Cleveland Cavaliers at the Oklahoma City Thunder. We know the Thunder have played really well to start off the season. They're 42-15 on the season, and the Cavaliers starting to get a little bit healthy here, 31-26. But they're still hanging in there right now. As I said, both teams are in a playoff position. This game will be out around 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And also, if you guys have not noticed, but we also have my College Football 26 content, which is coming down to an end here as I am trying to push, just push through everything for my 12-team playoff. We had the last quarterfinal game, and then tomorrow around 3 p.m. Eastern, we will have the first semifinal game. I am actually hoping that by Thursday we will complete my championship for my 2018 playoff before we have the before we have the simulation for the actual national championship game, which will either feature Indiana and Oregon versus Miami. Because we know Miami did, at the time that I recorded this game, Miami did finish off Ole Miss, but Oregon and Indiana has yet to be played. So you'll find out who that championship game is by the time this video is out. So that will do it here. If you enjoy this, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you're new to this channel. And also don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. Reminding you guys, the final score of the game, the Denver Nuggets in a thriller defeat the Los Angeles Clippers 104-102. I am Vinny from VW Productions, and I am signing off.